But you know who doesn't have a shitty AI voice? That's not the right thing. Where is it?
キャベツソフト。
There it is. You know who doesn't have a shitty AI voice?
アメージンググレイス。
Exactly. I couldn't even bring myself to watch Volume 9. I stopped at like, what, Volume 6? But yeah. Somehow I can sit through hundreds of Yu-Gi-Oh! Filler episodes, but can't go through 12 episodes of RWBY. Listen. All I'm gonna say is, the difference between you sitting through hundreds of episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Filler and 12 episodes of, and sitting through 12 and not being able to sit through 12 episodes of RWBY is because of the characters. Look, there's a reason people watched a shit ton of Naruto filler episodes, because they liked the characters, alright? That's how you the only shows who can get away with having filler episodes is shows with strong characters. Right? Strongly written. Compelling characters that people want to see. Yeah. People just want to see them do stuff, right? And RWBY, well, is not that kind of show. You know, I like the main four, right? Ruby, Weiss, Blake, and Yang. I did not intentionally say them in the order of the team name, but that's beside the point. Those four characters, right? I like, right? But yeah. Anyway, last time we played through, we went through two side characters routes. One of them being Sister Lily, right? We got a bit of information out of her, right, for the character, right, that you wouldn't normally get in a different character's route. Jack, on the other hand, well, I already talked about how get you routes with some bitches. What? Jack, on the other hand, like I said, his route was pretty useless. His route doesn't need to exist on its own. It could have just been at the start of the next character's route that we're doing, which is Sakuya's. So let's just get into it. And yeah. Chapter 7, Part 1. Let's decorate the holly tree. Is this a holly jolly moment? Wait, where is it? There it is. the holly jolly tree. Let's see. I think I should focus on Sakuya next. That's what the that's what the portraits are telling me.
わかった。それじゃあ今度の週は咲夜に密着捜査ね。
Yune begins meditating in preparation for shooting me back through time like an arrow from her bow. I forgot to hit record. Oops. I'll just stick it into the I'll just get this part from the VOD. It's fine. And as always, I go flying back to December 2nd. December 2nd. Finally, Dexter stopped talking to his AI chatbots to set the game to Amazing Grace. I spent a day unconscious since we didn't create our so-called save point until blah blah blah. I didn't catch the last word. I'm actually falling asleep this time. Oh, unlucky. Until night, yeah. Morning. Not sure who I'm talking to here. It's weird knowing exactly what you're waking up to, although I'm already kind of used to it.
ルクただいま12月3日月曜日7時29分
No problems here. The primary focus of my investigation this time is Sakuya. This time around is Sakuya. My favorite out of the four. That's because I actually think she's involved in any way, and more so I can decisively eliminate her as a possible suspect, and also because we haven't gotten to see her at the end of any of the rounds. Any of the time loops that happen. We even, at least in Kirie's route, we got to see Kotaha and Guido. I mean, it's Sakuya. Relying too heavily on emotions can be dangerous, but she seems far removed from the critical type. It doesn't seem like she's connected in any way. Still, I need to put aside my bias for now and touch base with her. I feel like I'm carrying out an investigation as the police or a private eye. It's also possible that she might be able to give us another way out of this mess. I'm heading back to the dorm after class when suddenly...
それにしても寒いですね。12月なので当然ですけど。
Yeah, it does feel colder than usual though.
というのは、シュウ先輩がいた外と比べてってことですか？
That's what my frozen skin is telling me.
私も暖かいところに行きたいですね。
Yeah, like an igloo. Not foreshadowing anything. Shouldn't it be Kotaha after Kirie? No, Kotaha's after Sakuya. I have to be careful not to act overly friendly. When I acted too friendly in the past, she instinctively pulled back. Did she though? I feel like she got more... I feel like she, liked you a bit more. Remembering what happened, I remind myself that patience and prudence is key. Based on my past experience, I know we can get along quite well. A bit too well, especially for strangers. Not complete strangers, but just strangers. Acquaintances, barely. It's Tuesday. It is Tuesday. It's gym day and the first snowfall, which means everyone is free to play outside in the snow. As for me,
ふぅ。一息つけました。
excuse me? Let's hope that I didn't use this CG. Actually, I can check right now. Let's see if I've used the CG. I haven't. So, thank God. Now I can finally use it. What'd you say again?
ふぅ。一息つけました。
It's the same as the first time around. The two of us are huddled inside the igloo she made herself. It's so warm in here. I don't really want to leave. Although it's a fairly casual conversation, it feels comforting to me. We continue talking about how to make an igloo and wonder what everyone else is doing. Even though I know the conversation by heart, going through the motions is delightfully pleasant. Well, yeah, you're trying to do her out. What do you expect? She had silence as well. Now you're gonna start developing feelings for her. Quiet fills the inside of the igloo, filling the lull in our conversation. Far from awkward, it is a peaceful silence reminiscent of the slow passage of time. I've lived through this before, but that's not the only reason why I find myself overcome with a sense of nostalgia.
この街は慣れましたか?
It's the same question she always asks me. Having forgotten what I said the first time, I answer her truthfully. Yeah, pretty much. It's more or less to be expected, having spent several months here. While I've technically only experienced one season, I've grown accustomed to the social customs and school life.
シュウ先輩はまだ思い出せませんか?
Grown accustomed to the customs. That's bars. I didn't sleep at all yesterday. I only had 5 hours. Okay. Have a good night, Dexter. I haven't. They're mostly still gone. The answer to that question remains the same as always. I've never been able to shake the feeling of being an outsider, and even after being here as long as I have, my most vital memories are still missing. With the apocalypse being my immediate concern, my amnesia has unfortunately bumped down on my list of priorities.
じゃあ、外に帰りたいって思いますか?
Not really. There are still things I need to do here. I still don't really remember anything about it. Also, this town has come to mean so much to me, and its very existence hangs in the balance.
なら、ずっとこの街で。
I don't know about forever. Just as long as necessary. Or at least until I regain my memories. Once that happens, it'll be time to spread my horizons. Upon hearing my answer, she says,
先輩と。
Sakuya? See, she's already smitten with him, so like, I don't know what he expected.
ずっと一緒に過ごしたりはできませんか?
He's a bit, how do you say, too eager? She looks up at me. Her very big, very cute eyes, usually her empty of expression, are wet with unspilled tears. Oh god. This is the second time she's looked at me with such sadness. I remember the first time I mentioned potentially leaving this town someday, and her sadness over the thought of me leaving her. Wait. Oh, there's my mouse. Right. So I tell her it will be okay. I'll come back.
Huh?
Just because I leave, it doesn't mean I can never return. I'm proof that it's possible to cross over the Aurora. How I did it, I'll never tell. What I'm saying is, this doesn't mean we have to be apart. Although I can't promise we'll be together forever.
先輩。
Her grip on my sleeve loosens slightly. A smile blossoms on her formerly anxious face.
約束ですよ。
The smile on her face, a combination of joy and vulnerability, makes me want to hug her so badly. Her mannerisms tend to be overly aggressive, but seeing this lonely side of her fills me with a deep desire to protect her from the world. And to love her, that's the other thing, isn't it? She's really sweet, or rather, she's the type of girl who won't let me out of her sight by...
そろそろ出ましょうか。崩れてきても困りますし。
Oh, yeah, you're right. Not wanting to experience that for a second time, I hurriedly follow as she exits the igloo. Later that day, after school. Oh, Sakuya.
あれ、シュウ先輩、どうしましたか？
I went to go visit Sakuya, who I heard was in one of the ateliers working. There are many students gathered here in the 4th atelier, and she's one of them. I thought I'd stop by and see what you're working on.
別に構いませんが、見てても面白くないかもしれませんよ。
Don't worry about me. You're working here today. You're working here today?
ちょっと部屋が散らかってまして。
Right, there's also this CG. Is it ever not? Although it doesn't really surprise me, knowing her. Is that what I think it is?
これはキリエ先輩用のサンタ服です。
I thought so. I remember she gives it to Kyrie on Friday, which means she's still hard at work on it now. The real deal.
例の？
Don't worry about it. Never mind. It's nothing. That was close. I have to pretend like I've never seen this Santa suit before. Did she ask you to make this for her?
はい。それにしても、キリエ先輩は要求が細かくて困っちゃいます。
I remember her saying she had to remake it so many times. Plus, she has a hand stitch. She has to hand stitch all the details herself without the help of a sewing machine. I can tell she's good at what she does, and it's clear she takes pride in her work. She's really sweet.
ニヤニヤしながら見られるとやりづらいです。
I'm sorry. It's not something I see very often.
まあ、デザイナー志望の子も多くはないですからね。
There are others beside you? That's what I'm thinking.
ですね。それでもマイナーな部類ですけど。
It seems like there are at least more than in Yune's field, where she is the only one. Yeah, for some reason theater did not pop off like fashion design or art.
ただ、デザインだけを専攻にしている子が多いので、実際に生地から作っているのはもっと少ないかもですね。
I see. It makes sense, I guess.
先輩の制作は 写真にするんでしたか？
He tries. Well, for now, I'd like to settle on a proper major, but I've got far more important things to worry about. At the very least, I know I can't paint, make clothes, or sculpt, but you've been through this time loop so many times that you should know how to paint.
先輩は、
Yes?
なんでもないです。
What is it? She's such a mystery sometimes. But that side of her is what draws me closer to her. I wonder if she has any connection to this impending chaos. Probably. It's only the second day of this timeline, and already I feel like she's completely innocent. She's guilty. There is so much that we will probably have to find out sooner. We'll have to find out about Sakuya, like why she's so, how should I say, friendly, I guess, with Shu. It's after school on the following day, and I'm once again hanging out with Sakuya.
今日も来てくれたんですね、先輩。
Yep, just felt like it. Am I in the way?
私に惚れましたか？
Maybe. I mean, no. Of course not. Wink.
おー、
I hurt her feelings. It's not like I could have said yes either.
惚れてないなら帰ってください。
Seriously? Fine, I do have a crush on you. Don't act that shocked, I was joking.
冗談ですか。はあ。
That bad?
いいんですよ。昨夜はどんな先輩でも受け入れますから。
Fine, then I'll watch from here. Her thoughts and actions are at times impossible for me to understand, but it's all out of love, I think. She's not nearly as expressive as Kyrie, but once you get used to it, it becomes easier to pick up on hints of emotion.
先輩？どうかしましたか？
Well, I mean, well...
手先じゃなくて、私の顔ばかり見ていたので。
Sorry.
今日の先輩は、やっぱり変ですね。
It's because he actually does have a crush on you. I did it again. Or so I thought, but I catch the way the corner of her mouth curls up in a slight smile. I hope we can be close friends. Not for any particular reason, other than I like her. Yeah, but he likes her in that way. But we can't get to that way because the guy that I'm using tells me to only pick the non-romantic route. Yep. Later that night. It's been a week since I originally showed up here. This is usually the time when Sakuya pays a visit to my room. I'm coming. One sec. Welcome. Come on in.
あ、はい。お邪魔します。
I'll make you some tea.
お構いなく。じゃなくて先輩。
He's gonna be like, what? Why does it feel like you knew I was coming?
どうしてノックの時点で私だって分かったんです？
Damn. It wasn't a how did you know I was coming, it was a how did you know it was me.
コップの用意もされてますし、まるで私が来ることを知ってたみたいな。
To my guy, you said to not look suspicious, and you do this? We hung out after school, right? So I thought it might be you.
まあいいんですけど、
はい
今日は先輩が来て1週間目だなと思いまして。
So I thought it might be you. Not, I thought it might be you. Yeah. Hey. Hey. You're right. By the way, what have you got there? A pillow?
はい、バスタオルです。
Oh, it's a bath towel.
余ったのでお裾分けです。
That's... Wait a minute. What happened to the pillow? Huh? Not a pillowcase? Oh, pillowcase. Usually brings me a pillowcase, which is why I made sure not to buy one this time. I guess for whatever reason it didn't occur to her that I needed a pillowcase this time. Thanks. I love it. It's just a bath towel. What's up?
いえ、なんでも。ただ、ちょっと考えてる表情でしたので、嫌だったのかなと。
And then he can be like, well, it's not a pillowcase. That would have been nice. She doesn't miss anything. Do I really look like I'm hiding something? Not that she's wrong. Of course not. I'm just really happy you stopped by to see me. Yeah.
はい。先輩、もしかして私のこと落とそうとしてますね。
Yes. That is definitely what is happening. Of course not. No way.
最近、先輩が私に親しいです。妙に。
Sorry. Although one of my main objectives this time around is to get closer to her, it's clear that she can see right through me. I guess girls really are pretty observant. No, it's just Sakuya.
怪しいですけど。あれ？あのはしごは何ですか？
Don't worry about it. It's the ladder? Oh, Kyrie drops by sometimes. What?
おいっす。遊びに来たぞ。
Well, speak of the devil.
キリエ先輩？
Get the fuck out of here, Kyrie. We already did your route. You shouldn't exist anymore. I've already fulfilled your wish. And speak of the devil. Kyrie's timing is almost bizarrely perfect, appearing right as I am about to delve into an explanation. This has never happened before, but I guess there's been a major fluctuation in the pattern of events.
あれ？なんで昨夜がいいんだ？キリエ先輩こそどうしてこんな時間にこの部屋へ？もしかして。
Nah. I could feel the weight of their combined gazes on me. They both clearly want to say something.
おい、なんでこんな時間に私の可愛い後輩連れ込んでんだ？
God damn it. See, this time, it was a full 20 minutes, that with no audio problems, but the other time, for some fucking reason, it took 5 minutes. It's a coincidence. And besides, since when have I ever referred to her as a sweet girl? We're currently in the midst of a Cold War triggered by the infamous diaper incident, so why am I the one she's glaring at?
こんないつでも出入りできるようなはしごまでかけて、どういうつもりなんです、先輩。
Hey, he's not the one who set up the ladder, okay? What am I planning? Carrie's the one who...
ひどい、私のことは遊びだったのかよ。
やっぱり。
Why would you even say something like that?
意外すぎる伏兵です。またライバルが増えました。
Excuse me? Carrie's the one who's always barging in here uninvited.
本当ですか？
She's still glaring at me, but I've done nothing wrong here, so I bounce back.
なあなあ、暇なんだけど、なんか面白いことないか？また外の話でもしようぜ。
また外の？お二人はいつもそんな話をされているんですか？
Well, we did, once. Carrie is the type to not care about the tabooness of the outside world, unlike most other people here. Sakuya, on the other hand, views it as off-limits, more in line with the sensibilities of the other townsfolk. Which is probably why she seems shocked by Kyrie's casual approach to the topic.
ほら、昨夜も聞いたことあんだろ？オーロラの逆鱗の噂。
はて、何のことでしょう。
The Aurora's Achilles heel.
竜の鱗には一枚だけ逆さまのやつが混じってるって言うだろ？だからよ、街を囲っているオーロラにも竜の逆鱗みたいな一部分があって、そこが剥がれるって話だ。
And how do you know this, but didn't bother to use it in your route?
ただの迷信ですね。
An urban legend, huh?
んだよ、もう少し盛り上がれよ。今年になってからみんな噂してんだぞ。本当かもしれないぞ。
There's some credibility to it.
まあ、黒サンタと同レベルの噂話だな。オーロラなんてでかすぎて誰も探し出せねえよ。
Sounds pretty far-fetched. You're telling me there's exactly one very specific weak spot? Somewhere on the Aurora? Give me a break.
クラスの男子がその話して先生に怒られてましたよ。不謹慎だって。まあ、ここじゃ先生方も聞いていないのでいいと思いますけど。
昨夜も気になるんだろ？オーロラの外がどうなってるか。
キリエ先輩、もうちょっとオブラートに包んだ表現を。だってよ、別にいいじゃん。シューって人間が入ってきたんだからさ。今更じゃね？確かに気にはなりますけどね。シュウ先輩が外で女を作ってないかどうかとか。
Sakuya's over here acting like my wife.
昨夜は俺の嫁と。 今の発言録音しといたぞ。
God damn it. What is wrong with you?
買います。
Excuse me? You're worse than she is.
仕方ねえな。明日スムージーおごれよ。全部入りのやつだぞ。
I can't believe this is a serious transaction. Why was she recording our conversation anyway? For blackmail, obviously.
レコーダーは乙女の必需品だ。
Essential. You need to accentuate. Enunciate.
演劇部の部室にいっぱいありましたね。同じ型のレコーダ
There were so many. They have so many because they use them while filming. There's no need to let it run let it run constantly.
ー。ほら、先輩聞こえますか？昨夜は俺の嫁って。
I didn't hear that part. I heard you shouldn't manipulate media to create fake news.
印象操作？
Crap. Looks like I've said another word that doesn't exist here.
先輩からたまに出る知らない言葉はやっぱり外の言葉ということなんでしょうか。
Yeah. Fake news is when you spread misinformation as the truth. Like the kind of deliberate and malicious like this kind of deliberate and malicious tampering. It's a technique news programs use sometimes, I think.
ニュース番組。ああ、ラジオ。
No, not the radio. Like on the television. Why is he doing this? Damn, we lost a good soldier. I find myself having to explain what television is. Although I previously told her all about pranking, I never taught her about television. At this time, at all this talk about television and news programs, I've said too many times, is my head.
あ、これはもしや。
何かを思い出す兆候だな。
Radio waves, channels, mass media, information, journalism. What's associated with what I said spring into my mind from seemingly nothing. But not really. It's just a bunch of semi-related stuff. None of which is very helpful.
どういうことだよ。
How come she doesn't know TV? I mean, I was going to ask that, but I was like, maybe they're just referring to channels, like TV channels, right? Because they have to have TV, because they have film, right? It has something to do with radio waves, and is somehow related to mass media, and news programs are made for it, but actually, I think mass media is television. No.
さっぱりわからん。
Neither do I. I have the vocabulary, and I understand the general gist, but not enough to explain it. It's like I'm missing some basic assumption that makes all the pieces fit together. I've experienced this feeling many times before.
外はきっと 私たちにも想像がつかない不思議な世界なんでしょうね。
Honestly, I'm not sure about that. The differences are fairly minimal.
はっきりしねえ男だ。
Sorry. I'm just being honest.
もしかしたら外にはすげえ映画がたくさんあんのかな。
There probably are. I've always had the image of movies as being really extravagant.
私の映画が派手じゃないと？
They are definitely flashy, but I mean budget-wise. But I mean budget-wise. Also something about seeing them in a much bigger venue.
でしたら美術回廊にもない素晴らしい絵なんかもあるんでしょうか。
Probably. All the art currently exhibited in the gallery is said to be works preserved from the apocalypse that ended humanity 101 years ago. I might be unfamiliar with most of them, but I do remember some famous artists and pieces. The famous painters that even I know about, such as Van Gogh and Renoir. Such as Van Gogh and Renoir, should their work be displayed outside in here? Huh? That's weird. Yeah, what was that sentence? Goofy ass sheltered kid.
また先輩が頭を抱えています。
Artists like Da Vinci and Monet, if I know about them, then they must be famous outside.
アーティストによっては一生にすごい数の作品を生み出しますからね。もしかしたら外にまだレオナルドなんかの作品が残されていて、シュウ先輩はそれを見たことがあるのかも。
Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci being a great artist seems to be common knowledge everywhere. Yeah, but do people in the Aurora know that Dan Vinci was also an inventor? Probably because he was alive during the 15th century, before the apocalypse occurred. If the legends are to be trusted, then the only reason his work was saved from destruction is due to the miracle of amazing grace. Yep. Then what about Picasso?
またピカソかよ。
The off feeling from before is back. I'd be the first to admit how much of an amateur I am when it comes to art appreciation. Still though, I know Picasso, the great, supposedly, not that I remember much, artist, and yet no one in this town seems to know who he is. Actually, I looked this up last time too. When was Picasso, I mean, Van Gogh was however the fuck old. 1881? Yeah. So there's a reason why they don't know Picasso. It's because he became a famous artist after the so-called apocalypse happened. Right? When was his first painting? At the age of 8, Picasso painted his first oil painting. It was entitled The Little Princess, the Little Yellow Picador, however that's pronounced. Yeah. Either way, I don't think you should be. I don't think they considered him famous artist at the age of 8. Kyrie not knowing is one thing, but you know a lot about art, right, Sakuya? Why don't you know him?
なんでと言われましても、その方はレオナルドやモネと並ぶほどのアーティストなのですか？
もしかするとあれじゃね？そのピカソってのは外にいるシュウの友人かなんかで。
I wish. No, absolutely not. I don't think so. Maybe this is all simply a result of my own ignorance. It's just hard for me to come to grips with an art gallery of this depth and caliber not containing any work by Picasso.
そこまで言うなら明日でもギャラリー行ってみりゃいいじゃん。なんか思い出すかも。
It's not a bad idea. I haven't yet taken the time to look around yet. To really look around. I doubt Picasso will help in any way regarding my amnesia, but restructuring my preconceived views of the outside and inside worlds seems important.
珍しいですね。キリエ先輩が美術回廊に行くなんて。
いいよ。私はめんどいから行かねえよ。二人で行ってきて、なんか面白そうなこと判明したら教えてくれ。
That sounds about right. Honestly, Gurier's feelings for this particular subject are relatable to me. I definitely can't say that I truly appreciate the greatness of Picasso or Michelangelo's works.
ということは、シュウ先輩と二人。
What are Picasso's most well-known pieces? It's no use. Just trying to remember gives me a headache.
あ
I lay down on the bed, massaging my temples. My eyes meet Sakuya's, and she immediately sits down next to me. Oh my god.
よしよしです。
Yep. She's stroking my hair.
痛いの痛いの飛んでけー。いいんですよ。
懐かしいな、その言い方。
Thanks, Sakuya. Pain, go away, huh? It has a nostalgic ring to it, although I feel as if magic charms like that differ from one culture to another. The mystery only deepens. $6:12 Thursday. The following day.
先輩。
Hey there, Sakuya.
はい。待ちましたか？
I just got it here. I mean, we live in the same dorm, so I'm not sure why we didn't just walk here together.
はあ。何を言っているんですか、シュウ先輩は。何もわかってませんね。
I'm not sure what I did wrong. We had lunch at the same time in the Palm Dome cafeteria. I figured we'd walk to the art gallery together, but for some reason she wanted us to meet in the courtyard. Is there a difference between meeting here or walking together from the dorm? Yeah, because now it feels more like a date than it would if you just walked here together. In her mind, at least.
こういうのは雰囲気が大事なのです。行きますよ。
She wants the authentic date feel. Okay, yes, honey. With that, we make our way to the breakfast basement. And to the art gallery. Ow. This might be my first visit this month.
さて、シオ先輩。先輩の尋ね人であるピカソさんですが。
I don't know about missing person, but yes.
どういう作風で、どんな年代の画家さんなんですか？それによって展示位置が違うので。
Oh, right. Let's see. Hang on. Yeah. I brushed the enter key. I didn't think it would press. An extensive number of pieces are displayed throughout the vast art gallery. The vast gallery space. The order is based on time period rather than genre. And one can easily view the evolution of art by following the pre-designated route. Picasso lived around the... I'm not sure.
シュウ先輩が前に見ていたようなルネサンスあたりの人ですか？
Definitely not. I remember seeing a lot of Renaissance era art the first time I came here, which is about halfway through the gallery. That should be around the 15th or 16th century, based on the Georgian Gregorian calendar. I don't think so. He's not that old. I'm pretty sure he's more recent.
最近ですか。となると、やはりピカソさんはシュウ先輩の知り合い。
No way. Not that recent. Also, I don't think I even know any artists. Well, you know, Kotaha and Guido, so, you know, but you're really not calling them artists?
ではでは、逆に新しい年代の作品から追っていくというのはどうでしょう。
That sounds like a good idea. Although the newest works are still...
1900年代初頭、アポカリプスが起きる直前のものですね。
Yeah, and that's the thing. When was the first painting, Picasso's first painting? When he was famous. Or whatever the fuck. 1986. That's... His first recognized painting is called The First Communion. 1986. Excuse me?
もう出口も近いですね。この辺りです。
It's something everyone in this town knows. The Aurora saved this town from annihilation when the world ended back in 1917. The gallery houses all of the world's art like that. That was likewise... Wait, that was likewise saved from being destroyed, although it sounds a little far-fetched to me. All of the work here is from the 1900s.
そうですね。と言っても17年間しかないので作品数は少ないですよ。
Since the time periods aren't broken up exactly into century-long chunks, I have no idea where the 20th century artwork starts. But with a collection this extensive, I feel it's safe to assume the newest pieces of art should be around here.
私も全ての作品が誰のものかを把握しているわけではないので、シュウ先輩が見てピンとくるものがあれば。
Okay. I search for the right piece while struggling to keep my hazy image of Picasso intact. It seems like all the work in this general area of oil paintings to be precise. Huh? This painting?
ピカソがいましたか？
Ooh, this one needs to be censored. It's the first thing that catches my eye. Let me just do this. It'll make it easier for me. God damn it. The longer it takes me to just what that? Just you know, you don't need to see the rest of the painting, right? Just hide that, all right? Just not there. A painting of a jungle so large that I could easily fit inside it. It's pretty big, but there's something else. The girl is naked. That's the something else. Why is it calling to me? I know that fucking fucking lion. Yeah, he's fucking zoinked out of his mind. At least you can see it. Look at his eyes, man. I can't put into words why exactly the piece inexorably draws my eye to it. It's like it's mesmerizing.
夢ですね。
A dream?
はい。ルソーの夢という作品です。
Rousseau is the artist?
その絵に目をつけるのは珍しいですね。ここじゃあまり人気の高い作品ではないので。
There's something about it that calls to me, and it's not the naked woman on the left.
ですが、私も個人的に好きな絵です。なんだか引き込まれますよね。
If it's this part of the gallery, then it's a 20th century piece, right?
はい。ですが、ピカソさんの絵ではないですね。
Hang on. What was the artist's name? Rousseau. Forget Picasso. He doesn't matter anymore. Rousseau. Or however you would pronounce it. 1910. So I guess that would be the earliest painting. Latest painting. In this gallery. It's definitely not Picasso. Regardless, I still can't seem to take my eyes off this painting. A dense jungle, a nude woman, reclining on her side, two lions with ominous glints in their eyes, and if you look closely, a multitude of animals hiding here and there. What is this painting trying to say? What about it makes this seem dreamlike? Despite having no idea what it might mean, I feel a connection to it. I still feel a connection to it. Is there an example of an attribute in this piece? Yeah, what color is it? like a bow and arrow signifying Cupid. The nude lady and the animals clearly symbolize something, and once you figure out what that is, the meaning behind the painting will become clear. Just then,
ないと思いますよ。
Sister Lily jump scare.
あ、リリー先生？
And it's like and that will save on the editing.
すみません。デートの邪魔をしてしまって、会話が聞こえたのでつい。
Damn, he just calls it a date. Well, not on a date. This painting really... Well, not on a date. This painting really doesn't have any attributes.
アトリビュートが用いられるのは主に宗教画などですからね。近代にはもう描かれなくなっていました。
Yeah, but modern is a very I think the dream is barely modern.
この絵、夢はルソー本人以外にはっきりとした解釈はもたらされていません。
So you're not supposed to understand it.
絵を好きになるのにその意味を知る必要はありませんよ。
It's up to your own interpretation. What don't you get about it? She has a modest and ladylike smile. As the person who taught us how to interpret art, her remark surprises me.
私もこの絵は好きですが、意味は正直わかりません。写実的なわけでもないですし。
ルソーはこの夢以外にも多くのジャングルをテーマとした絵を描いています。これはその最後にあたる作品です。
I see.
そして彼はこの絵を鑑賞者に理解してもらうために詩を歌いました。
A poem?
はい。なのでこの絵に意味がないというわけではありません。ただ解釈が難解なだけです。
Of course, the artist himself would know what it means. According to the sister, since the meaning is difficult to visually decipher, he wrote a poem to accompany it. That poem is... God damn it. Uh-oh. Wait, no, it's fine. Peacefully sleeping Jadwiga, I guess, in the midst of an exquisite dream, hears the notes of a snake charmer's flute. The light of the moon falls upon the flora and fauna, its jovial glow, cajoling red snakes to lend their ears. What? No. I couldn't even read it. I couldn't even read it properly. Not really, to be honest. But not to be honest. Does it describe what's happening?
ですよね。ルソーはこの絵を描いた年に亡くなってしまいましたので、答え合わせもできなかったようですし。
ヤドビガというのがこの女性ですか？
そうです。彼女はルソーの人生において重要な役割を占める女性だったようですね。一人の画家が晩年に描いた夢。それはもしかしたら人生を振り返ってみる映画のようなものだったのかもしれません。
She has a faraway look on her face, glancing at the painting out of the corner of her eye. The dream's world is one none of us can understand. For the first time, I wonder what what was going through the artist's head who painted this.
ところで、お二人はどうしてこちらに？課題ではないですよね。
We're dating. I mean,
はい。先輩がピカソさんについて知りたいというので。
ピカソ、シュウさんが以前おっしゃっていた画家ですね。
yeah. His work is still a blur to me, though. I hoped looking at the newer pieces might jog my memory.
ピカソさんはどういう画風なんですか？先輩はあまりそういうの詳しくないかもしれないですが。
His style? I might be able to remember something.
写真みたいに綺麗な絵が描けたりするんでしょうか？
No, that wasn't his style. He could produce work like that, but the image I have of Picasso's paintings is more... After some thought, there's only one descriptor that comes to mind. Hang on, let me go back to Picasso. Kato is up with good wishes, need to do my morning routine stuff, so support lurk on Happy Fashion No Bra and No Bra Day. I like this day. Hello Meow. Surreal. That's the best way to describe Picasso's paintings. Like something I could paint is maybe the best way to describe it. That's not what I thought you would say, but sure.
どういうことです？
Not like I can paint at all, but if you saw his work, you'd think I might have made it myself. I'm not sure how else to put it. When you just sketched out the 3 paintings for me, the piece on the right that looked the least beautiful, I would say is closest to Picasso's work. The picture of the woman whose face was a mess of childlike scribbles. But I can't bring any of that up since it happened during a different timeline. With that specific picture in mind, I struggle to find the right words to describe it. It's not conventionally pretty.
それじゃあすごくないような。
It's easy to feel that way, but his work was actually pretty impressive. I can't explain it very well, but I have a feeling my description wasn't entirely wrong either. I once again find myself looking at the dream. If you're doing that, this painting feels very similar in style.
もしかすると写実的でないということでしょうか？
Okay, it's fine. Never mind. Yes, that's right. Close enough. I still can't remember any specific work of art. Best I can do is find other pieces that are similar to the image I have in my mind.
ルソーはちゃんとした系統的な美術の教育ではなく、独学で絵を学んだと伝えられています。確かに写実的な美しさが魅力の作品ではありませんね。ただそれでも彼にしか出せない独特の色彩と美しさ、この名画に心を奪われたものは多く現れました。その評価が定まったのは残念ながら死後でしたが。
となるとピカソさんの絵もルソーに似たものがあると。
They share some similarities. Although I vaguely remember Picasso's work being far more distinctive, my frustration grows as I struggle with not having the proper vocabulary to describe it. Was he an artist after Russo's time?
この美術回廊にこれより新しい作品は街で生まれたものしか存在しませんね。
Oh, I see. All I can do in this situation is nod. Still, it's been 101 years since the collapse of humanity. Isn't it normal to wonder what happened during that time? It doesn't seem like a topic I should mention. With that in mind, I have a strong hunch the clue I'm looking for is somewhere around here. And it isn't the naked woman. 712. The next day, I tell Sakuya what's bothering me.
アポカリプスはなかったですか？
I can't say that for sure, but think about it like this. The apocalypse happened in 1917, but there were survivors outside this town.
そう考えるとどうなるんです？
Yeah, so they're finally going to talk about how the apocalypse didn't happen. Thank God. It solidifies the existence of me and Picasso as people.
なるほど。それが外ってことですね。
That's right. I don't think it's that bizarre. That Picasso could have been my friend and or an acquaintance still seems hard to swallow. But it doesn't seem impossible to It doesn't seem impossible to consider us living in similar time periods. No, Picasso lived 50 years earlier than current day. It's the best hypothetical I can come up with, based on the few and very vague memories I still have. Of course, bringing an idea like that up in this town would be akin to saying Earth isn't the center of the universe during the Middle Ages. I'm glad he had to clarify during the Middle Ages. That's why I can only talk to her about this in secret.
せっかく二人で呼び出されたから何の話かと思えば。
Should I not have told you?
いえ、ダメではないですが、昨夜には肯定も否定もできないです。強いて言えば、あんまり大声で言わない方がいいと思います。
Why are you yelling at Discord just chatting? Why you never chat in Discord? Because there's nothing to chat about. I see. You're probably right. I don't really have any proof to back it up either.
ですが、それでシュウ先輩が自分のことに納得できるならいいかと。私もシュウ先輩はきっと普通に暮らしていたんじゃないかなって思いますし。
Thanks. It's a huge relief to hear you say that.
はい。でも昨夜は少しだけ怖いです。全部思い出したシュウ先輩はここからいなくなっちゃうんじゃないかって。
Don't worry, he's not gonna disappear. What do you mean nothing to chat about? Well, you know, anything interesting that I want to talk about, I talk about on stream, okay? Sakuya.
ごめんなさい。わがままなこと言って。本当に身勝手なことは。
She mumbles to herself, gazing sadly at the ground. She looks so heartbroken that I feel the urge to cheer her up. It makes me happy to hear you say that. Actually, I don't really want to leave.
はい。すみません。なんだか言わせてるみたいで。
I hate living like this with my memories a complete blank. But which is why I've been thinking.
考えですか。
This town was born 101 years ago, right? 101 years ago. It's what everyone believes, right?
誰しもそう教わりますね。
I don't think whatever happened to the world in 1917 was the apocalypse. My existence is proof of that. Yeah, what happened in 1917 was World War I. But the fact remains that the Aurora, and this town along with it, definitely exists. So something must have happened 101 years ago.
何かですか。
I'm not sure what exactly it was, and honestly it doesn't really matter what you call it. The town was definitely born from its occurrence. It's why the town exists at all, and why Sakuya and the others live here. And I'm fairly certain that whatever happened 101 years ago went dormant after. I mean, World War II happened as well, but we don't talk about that.
ですが、そんな昔の出来事とシュウ先輩に関係が？
I'm sure of it, because clearly there's still life in the outside world. Knowing what happened will shed light on the present, and in turn bring me closer to recovering my memories. That is my hope.
なるほどです。けど、101年前のことなんて調べようがありませんね。
They don't teach you about the foundation of this town?
習わないですね。アポカリプスについては礼拝なんかで教わりますが。
The people here probably don't want to think about the events leading up to the birth of this place. I'm used to their way of thinking at this point. Hypothetically speaking, what if the apocalypse were to happen again?
今、私たちにですか？
Yeah, it definitely won't happen. We're just speaking in hypotheticals. I nod. Not having been alive 101 years ago, I have no idea if the chain of events is the same, but it leads to the total destruction of the town. The impending tragic fate of this town is an unstoppable certainty. Or at least the track we're on leads to that in that direction.
それは大変ですね。
Yes. Yeah, pretty bad.
でも大丈夫ですよ。誰も神様の怒りに触れるようなことはしていません。
My attempt at trying to sound as nonchalant as possible means she's not taking me seriously. Her reaction is natural enough. I doubt anyone would believe me if I said the wrath of God would soon be upon us.
雷が落ちたり、洪水が起きたりなんて、正直目の前に起こるとは信じられないです。
I've mentioned before how I find it hard to believe, which is why I think what really happened 101 years ago was man-made. I know the so-called apocalypse had nothing to do with the wrath of God. At least, that's not the case this time around.
どちらにしても大変です。ですが、
Stream is buffering. Is it?
私はたとえこの町が滅んでも先輩と一緒にいたいです。
I'm sure she doesn't really mean that. But knowing what I do, her words take on a deeper meaning, and a part of me is grateful. It is laggy too. Well... But look at media... What do you mean look at media share? I'm fucking playing through the visual novel. Why are you telling me to... Maybe you should have posted it after. Maybe you should have posted it before.
でも先輩はおかしな人ですね。自分の記憶よりもっと前のことを知りたがるなんて。
You don't have to watch it. Then why did you point it out? I'm honestly at a dead end in terms of digging up my own memories. How many times have I lived through this month? Assuming there's no hope in recovering them before Christmas, I need to focus on doing what I can.
先輩がもし昔のことを知りたいのであれば、やっぱり絵を訪ねてみるのがいいんじゃないでしょうか。
You mean in the art gallery?
昨日私たちが見たのは近代の作品ですが、あそこならさらに数百年という単位で遡ることもできますから。
True. Multitudes of art featuring landscapes and people. It's our only connection to the lost world of the past, separated from us by what seems to be an eternity. What? Separated from us by what seems like an eternity. Okay. In other words, the gallery is the only place where I might find a hint of the past.
それでもし何か分かったら私にも教えてください。
I will. A dark secret lurking in this town. There's certainly no harm in trying to dig it up. Even if it has no bearing on my memories, it'll surely provide insight regarding the second coming of the apocalypse. If I'm going to save this town from destruction, then I have to figure out what it is. That night, I had a dream. Perhaps influenced by Russo's painting. There wasn't a jungle. What the fuck? And there were no animals. But there was a girl who was not Yadwiga. I still don't know how to pronounce her name.
さあ、眠っているんですか？もう、本当に寝ているんでしょうか？続いてみちゃいます。あ、やっぱりたぬき寝入りでしたね。はい、おはようございます。私ですか？今日はお休みです。心配しなくて大丈夫ですよ。ですので、今日はずっとさんと一緒にいられますからね。はい。はい。 昨夜も幸せです。こんな日がずっと続けばいいのにって思います。
Saturday. 812. SCP-L0L1 doesn't exist. What a weird dream. The girl seemed like Sakuya, and the text box said Sakuya. He means SCP-40. I know. Well, fuck. Let's just, yep. It's that painting. Is that painting the reason why I had that dream? Or is it because of something completely unrelated? Anyway, stop showing the fucking painting. It was just a dream. It was just a dream. Dreams are nothing more than a brain's way of organizing its memories. I'm nowhere near skilled enough to turn my dreams into art like that painter. There's nothing more than they're nothing more than conversation pieces to me. Oh, no, okay. That's all that played out on a Saturday. 10/12. It's Monday. With classes done and lunch eaten, I'm about to head into town to check for abnormalities like usual.
シュウ先輩、シュウ先輩。
Just as I'm about to head off, Takuya stops me. It doesn't sound like anything's wrong, at least. What's up?
先輩は放課後何をされるおつもりなのかなと。
Huh? Oh, I see. I can't tell her I'm going to the Easter egg hunt. But I can't tell her I'm going on an Easter egg hunt for hidden Brookers. But there's only one excuse I can think of for randomly wandering around town. I thought I might take some photos. Look, I've got the camera gear to let me ready to go.
なるほど。シュウ先輩はやはりそれを専攻に？
Yeah. Yep, I thought I told you.
何かを出展したりはしないんですか？文化祭。
I was planning on showing off some of my photos, actually. She silently averts her gaze in response to my answer. There's a loneliness about her, and it looks like she wants to say something. I wonder what's wrong. You're showing off your clothes, right?
はい。先輩に着せられるようなものはないんですけど。
Don't worry. You're so talented, you definitely have a shot at the Aria trophy.
私の服じゃ無理ですよ。やっぱり絵や彫刻でないと。
Is that how it works?
そう聞いています。服を出している学生なんて少ないですから。
It's what I've come to expect from the kids at this academy. Designing the apparel might be one aspect of design, but it's far easier to place a value on art that's similar to what's found in the gallery. I still think you should go for it, Sakuya. If not this year, then next.
来年ですか。 来年にもまたお洋服を作っていると思いますが。
If you score high points this year, then maybe it'll change your opinion for next year.
ですが来年にアレイアス賞ですか。それもいいかもしれませんね。先輩も一緒に賞を狙いましょう。
I don't know about my chances. I have absolutely no confidence in my skill. However, in order for that to happen, we have to make it through this year's festival first. That is priority number one. I can't let this year's culture festival be her last. But also, I wonder what it was she wanted to talk to me about.
シュウ先輩、写真というのはそんなにたくさんの量を飾るものなのでしょうか。
Not really. The camera can only take 12 photos, so that's the most I'll have. How I've always done it. What? My exhibit is the same every time, the same shots with the same composition, displayed in the same way. It makes things easier while also giving me more time to do other things.
でしたら何かを制作するお時間もあるということですか？
You mean what I have time? I guess so.
作りたいものとかもありませんか？
Not that I can think of.
何かを作るというのも楽しいものですよ。
I'd like the ability to make anything on par with everyone else here in town. There's no point in lying. There's no way I could create anything even somewhat comparable to everyone else. And I need whatever extra time I have to stop the apocalypse. No matter how you look at it, my photo exhibit fits my needs perfectly. Uh-oh. I was waiting for it. Still.
それなら昨夜も手伝いますから、何か文化祭に向けて制作をしませんか？
With you?
せっかくの文化祭なので、何か形に残るものを作るといいんじゃないかなって。
This is the first time she's ever offered to help me out like this. To be fair, it's less of a request on her part and more like she's looking out for me. Perhaps I should have given it more thought or refused outright, but instead. Okay then. Would you really help me?
はい、もちろんです。
As soon as I nod in agreement, her face instantly lights up. My simple reply sparking such a huge change makes me really happy. Are you sure? You have your clothes to worry about.
私のはこの1年で作ったものをまとめて出すような感じなので、それに作るのはシオ先輩ですよ。
With you? Of course.
私はシオ先輩の作品が見たいんです。
Despite what I need to get done, I honestly don't feel like I necessarily need to turn down her kind offer. Of course, I'm still going to stop the apocalypse, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy the culture festival at least a little. My only real concern here is I'm really not sure I can do this. Displaying my work alongside everyone's masterpieces is a little...
でも、もしかしたらシュウ先輩にも隠れた才能が眠っているかもしれません。
Yeah, and he should keep it hidden. Well, it's not entirely out of the question.
わかりました。昨夜に任せてください。
Okay. Sometime later.
では、これより、シュウ先輩の適性テストを始めます。
Oh boy. My what test?
先輩にどんな分野が向いているかを私がジャッジするので、そのジャンルで何かを制作しましょう。
I wonder what it'll be. Do I even have one? I've tried out a bunch of techniques in class, and all I remember is suffering.
まずは基本となる絵です。色鉛筆でとにかく描いてみましょう。
Sakuya lays out a set of pencils filled with dozens of colors.
私も絵描きを専門としているわけではないので、アドバイザーをお呼びしました。よろしく。
Oh. I feel like I've done this before.
先生、彼の才能を判断してあげてほしいです。わかった。じゃあまずはライオンを描いてみるんだ。
A lion?
ただし、何かを参考にしてはいけない。想像で、心の目で捉えて描くこと。
A lion sounds doable enough. Okay. Got it.
それでは、シュウ先輩のお絵描きチャレンジ、スタート。
Finished.
やりましたね、シュウ先輩。きっと才能の片鱗が現れているはずです。見せてもらってもいいかな。
No. Go ahead. I hand my drawing to Kotaha.
これは。
Nah.
ケンタウロス？
Excuse me? No, a lion. You're the one who decided to... You're the one who decided on the subject matter.
では次です。続いては彫刻の時間です。先生、どうぞ。
I just feel like I'm in class. Since Sakuya is a grade below, she's never shared a classroom with me. Meanwhile, my ineptitude in art is something that I've lamented every day.
シュウ、この粘土で椅子を作ってみろ。
Okay, that should be easy enough. Okay, right? Huh? A real chair? A real chair?
そうじゃない。ただ椅子の形を作ってほしいだけだ。
Whatever you say.
自信のほどは？
As long as it's not some kind of living creature.
これは期待が持てそうです。それでは彫刻チャレンジ、スタート。
Finished.
やりましたね、シュウ先輩。きっと才能の片鱗が現れているはずです。
俺にも見せてくれ。
Don't say it to Centaur. Here. I show my clay sculpture to Guido.
ほう。これは。 なるほど。鹿？
How did you fuck up a chair? A chair. You're the one who decided on the subject matter.
才能ありますか？
衆の造形とかけて暑苦しい夏と解く。
Oh, so unwanted. You're not making sense. Hey, wait a minute.
残念ですね。彫刻もダメそうですか。
Why is my skill level being judged in riddles?
では次です。
She's persistent, I'll give her that. Why does her voice why does her voice volume change so much?
次の先生をお呼びしました。よろしく。
Uh-oh. Huh? Courier? There's no point in testing me on my acting skills.
ちっけーよ。今日週にやってもらうのはまっとうな制作だ。ほれ。
She hands me a single sheet of blank paper and a sharp knife.
あとこれもカッターマット。
All I see is a blank piece of paper and a knife.
続いてシュウ先輩に挑戦してもらうのはズバリ切り絵です。
What the hell are you making me do?
切り絵な、切り絵。
Oh, okay. Phew. Paper cutting is a type of arts and crafts where you cut out shapes to form a picture. It seems far more difficult than drawing one.
切り絵先輩はこう見えて切り絵が結構得意なので。名前と同じだから一時期練習してたんだよな。では先生、お題を。ああ、つってもあんま難しいもんはできねえだろ。まずはティラノサウルスを作れ。
How did I know it was gonna be difficult? How the fuck is that not too difficult?
それでは切り絵チャレンジスタート。
Okay, so he went from two very easy paintings and sculptures that he fucked up, and now he's moving on to a Tyrannosaurus. You're not listening to me. Finished.
やりましたね、シュウ先輩。きっと才能の片鱗が現れているはずです。
That's what you say every time.
よっしゃ、見せてみろ。
Yeah. I show her my finished piece.
これは。
Yep.
2点。
At least give me some sort of analogy.
脳みそぐちゃぐちゃザウルス？
It's a Tyrannosaurus. You're the one who came up with the excessively difficult subject.
才能ありそうですか？シュウの才能とかけて滑車を引く音と解きます。
Empty.
正解。
Harsh. I've had enough of this. This gag has been going on for too long.
残念ですね。切り絵も向いてなさそうです。
Considering I can't draw to save my life, what did you expect?
次でラストです。最後は特別講師として店長に来ていただきました。
どうもどうも。
Why Jack?
店長もここの卒業生ですよ。専攻は
版画だよ。
Oh. These tests are getting progressively harder.
ちゃんとした銅版画は時間がなくて無理だから、今日は木版画をやってみようか。
Yeah, nah. Wood carving still seems like a lot, but okay. He hands me a thin wooden board and a carving knife.
この板でモナリザを再現してみるんだ。
This seems insanely difficult.
100% 精密にというわけじゃない。ただ版画にすることで新しい表現が見えるかもしれないからね。
I should be able to draw something from memory that's close enough.
それではシュウ先輩の木版画チャレンジスタート。
Finished.
どれ、シュウくんのモナリザを見せてごらん。
I show him a finished print.
これは
This is shit.
ブサ。
Now you're just mocking me. I did the best I could.
ごめんごめん。でも版画にしたらこうなっちゃうよね。
It's almost like this is his first time doing this.
店長、シュウ先輩に才能ありますか？
そうだね。現時点では何とも言えないけど、最初のうちはイメージ通りにいかないことも多いし、彫り方もいろいろテクニックがあって。
Hello, Meow. Cato off to slaving, but happy free Slurpee and Blueberry Muffin Day and have a chill time. I wish it was free.
でも初心者でこれならちゃんと学んでいけば。
Just give me the riddle.
謎かけで答えてほしいそうです。変な先輩ですみません。
It's not his fault that that Guido and Kotaha did it. I'm not sure why I asked him to do that. Honestly, I don't know what's right anymore.
シュウくんの才能とかけてタイムカプセルと解きます。
Huh? It was inside me all along?
どちらも掘り起こしてみないとわからないでしょ
No. His talent is like a time capsule. It should never be opened. Oh.
店長、お上手ですね。
う。これでよかったの？
バッチリです。謎かけの才能ありありです。
What about my talent? In the end, whatever my hidden talent is remains a secret for a little while longer.
残念でしたね。今日のところはあまり先輩に向いている分野が発見できませんでした。
It's okay. Maybe the answer is I'm just not artistically inclined.
そんなことはありません。きっと先輩に向いているジャンルもあるはずです。
As someone who grew up valuing art above all else, I get why she believes that. I definitely had more options in the outside world.
あれ？これは？
the fuck is that? Oh, that. I made it while I was waiting for Jack to get here.
作ったって。
I noticed the cork and some wire on the ground, so I just put it together. Haha. Yeah, like I said, maybe you should keep your talent hidden. I just did it to pass the time. I put pieces together without really thinking, and this is what it ended. And this is what I ended up with. You can go ahead and toss it.
これですよ!
Is it though? She cries out and immediately slaps my hand over her mouth, or slaps a hand over her mouth, as if she hadn't meant it to be that loud. This is what?
この子、お人形さん、可愛くて素敵です。立派な制作です。
I just kind of picked up stuff lying around and put it together.
それでもいいじゃないですか。何も規則正しくやらなきゃいけないってことないです。
Sakuya clearly sees something in my doll that I just made to kill time. I'm still not convinced something that shabby is really a work of art.
手芸は一つの作品です。とても、いいです。
Yeah, but he couldn't sculpt to save his life. In that case, maybe if I had someone better at drawing help with the face.
もう、それじゃダメですってば。これはシュウ先輩の制作なんですから。
Anyone can stick with wire and can stick with some wire and a cork, but drawing a nice face is beyond me. She thinks it's fine the way it is, though. So you're saying this is art?
写真を飾るのに教室を借りるなら、一緒に飾ってあげたらどうですか？きっと人気になりますよ。
I should be able to do this much at least. It's not really the kind of work you display. I'm still not sure if it qualifies as art. Oh, you don't hear that. Still having these dolls around might actually complement my photos perfectly.
ちなみに、なんですけど、このお人形さんはどう思いついたんですか？
I don't know. It just kind of popped into my head. I'm not sure if you could necessarily say it was a hit. I was hit by inspiration. However, I did have a vague idea in mind as I put it all together. No good, huh?
いえ、いいと思います。先輩らしくて。
It was like my fingers were guided by by Muse. By Muse, like the band. The goddess of inspiration herself. Ah, right. Trying to come off as cool. She merely looks at me wide-eyed and with shock. I think I let myself get too carried away.
そうなんですね。
You can have it if you want. I can make another.
いいんですか？
And this is the start of their romance route. It's not much, but It's my way of saying thanks for spending time with me today.
いえ、昨夜にとっては大切な宝物です。
It's not that good. Even so, it makes me happy to know she loves it that much. To be fair, it did come out looking pretty cute. The more I look at it, the more I realize I did a pretty good job. You better not let it get, you better not let it get to your head. I'm just saying I was eventually able to discover something I was good at. I'm just happy. Yeah. $11:12. It is no longer Tuesday. The end of the world. It's depicted either right before the downfall of humanity, or perhaps just past that point. More than 300 dead bodies crammed onto the canvas await Christ. Crammed onto the canvas awaits Christ's judgment on whether they will ascend to heaven or be damned for eternity in hell. Heaven is portrayed in the upper left of this picture, with hell in the bottom right. Is it? Yeah, I guess. But I thought all of the top part was heaven. The Last Judgment. Even I recognize one of Michelangelo's famous, greatest works. I'm pretty sure I asked Sister Lily about this. Charon the ferryman to the underworld is shown rowing a boat in the bottom right. This is Dante's Inferno, the same image that inspired the gates upon which the thinker sits, and surrounding Christ himself.
鍵を持っている人物を覚えていますか？
Her voice catches me by surprise. It's the same tone I'm used to hearing in class. I answer confidently. St. Peter, right?
正解です。よく覚えていましたね。
Thanks. If only your route was more fleshed out. He was in one of the first paintings I saw in here. The delivery to the keys to St. Peter. I think that's what it was. He's the same guy. Which means the keys must be St. Peter's attribute. That's not a color though.
その通りです。シュウさんも絵画の見方が分かってきましたね。
The last judgment has nothing to do with the handing over any keys, but their existence tells the viewer at a glance that the person holding them as Saint Peter. Attributes make it easier to understand, especially when there are so many elements to decipher. Painting is really big.
実寸サイズではありませんけどね。
Huh? You mean the real painting is even bigger than this?
はい。本物は縦14メートル、横12メートル近くにもなりますから、このくらいじゃ済みませんよ。壁に描かれたものですしね。もっとも、 オリジナルはアポカリプスの際に亡くなっていますので立証はできませんが。
I can't believe it. The painting in front of me already seems impossibly large. It's hard to imagine how big the original must be. Yeah.
ところで最近のシュウさんはよく美術回廊に来られますね。
Yeah, I was told this is the best place to learn about history.
過去ですか。
Like you said yourself, the apocalypse and everything related to it. Something happened 101 years ago that led to the birth of this town. There might be a link between that long ago event and the present day.
それにしても皮肉なものですよね。黙示録を書いたこの絵がまさか本当の終末によって失われてしまうなんて。
I remember hearing how this painting was created during the Renaissance period around the 16th century. A 500-year-old piece depicting the apocalypse is destroyed in the apocalypse 101 years back. It's hard for me to believe. It's hard for me to believe, no matter how I look at it. There are too many glaring contradictions. And yet, the loss of my memories seems to have dulled my intuition. Maybe, but, you know, even I've recognized this painting somehow.
なるほど。これほどの名画なら外でも知られていると。
Seems so. Even though you said the original was lost in the apocalypse, how could we know about it on the outside if it was destroyed? I'm so caught up in the moment, it takes me a moment to realize. Pretty bold of me to bring up a topic such as this with the sister herself. Sorry, I know I shouldn't be talking about this.
いえ、構いません。シュウさんも失われた記憶を取り戻したいでしょうし、過去を調べたいというお気持ちもお察しします。ただ、あまり人の聞こえるところでそういったお話は控えてくださいね。
Of course. Any thought of the outside world is seen as taboo. It seems like a deliberate attempt to cloud people's vision, but that's not my place to judge.
ですが、シュウさんの記憶の中で名画だけがヨルベというのも面白いですね。
I couldn't tell you much about it though. It's true for the Last Judgment and the Mona Lisa from yesterday. I definitely remember them, although I couldn't tell you if they were real or not. My familiarity shows how ingrained those pieces are in my general knowledge, on the same level as my language ability.
おっと、すみません。そろそろ教師の仕事に戻りますね。明日の準備があるので。
Sure, I appreciate your help. With that, she turns her slender back on me and heads out. She ended up teaching me something useful even outside of class. Huh? Well, for a moment, I feel like something's wrong. But what? Something Sister Lily said to me. Something important that I can't ignore. I don't remember her saying anything particularly weird. In fact, I'm sure she didn't say anything that was out of the ordinary. I'm sure it's nothing, right? I try to convince myself that everything's fine, but that nagging feeling is missing something. Nagging feeling I'm missing something obvious sticks with me like a thorn to my side, like a thorn in my side. "12:12. He's getting suspicious of Sister Lily now." Jesus Christ. It's Wednesday, and we're watching an action movie in film class. It's no longer Wednesday. Never mind. I can't get the backdrops that are I can't get the backdrops that are so obviously not from around here off my mind. So I asked Sakuya about it.
アクション映画ですか。
Yeah, I have a hard time believing it was really shot 101 years ago. I remember bringing up this exact issue with Sakuya and the others before. And there was no possibility a film like that was shot 100 years ago, correct?
フィルムが劣化してしまうということでしょうか。
Even simpler than that, there's no way you could capture such vivid colors with the technology available back then. But how do you know that? How do you know Technicolor wasn't invented until like the 1900s?
フィルムカメラがあれば映像は撮れるんじゃないですか？
As long as you have a camera, it's possible. It's just that it's not weird to find paintings that are 100, 200, or thousands of years old. But film is different. There's no way something that old could still be around. What I'm trying to say is, it's a technology problem. They had the ability to film in color back then. Technology or the progress of civilization. The proof that our view of history is so closely linked to technological development is self-evident. But that kind of theory doesn't work here.
そうなのですか。昨夜は101年前を生きていなかったのでわからないのですが。
Or think of it this way. Who made the cameras we have in town? Aren't you curious?
誰も考えないと思いますよ。だってあるからある。それだけですもん。
Electronics, buildings, people, animals. Who made them? It's a question so simple that even a child here in town could answer it.
この世の全部は神様がそう作ったんですから。
Therein lies the chasm between us. I feel as if I'm one step closer to the abyss. Of course, God. His unseen presence dominates the town. The force that created everything in the beginning of time and then subsequently destroyed it all 101 years ago. Perhaps their view of the world is the correct one. There's no denying how inexplicably isolated I feel as the only one who doesn't think so. I'm sorry, Sakuya, but before I go any further, I need to warn you that what I'm about to say is going to come off as blasphemous.
うん
I saw her jaw tighten, as if mentally preparing herself for what I'm about to say. I'm going to tell her everything. I feel like I can open up to her about anything, and so I decide to tell her what's been bugging me. I've been feeling like something's wrong for a while now. You could say I've been keeping it to myself.
違和感
Yeah, there's something in this town that's not quite right. It's come up so many times. The way I see the world is far different from how the people here see it. Things that should be here aren't, and things that shouldn't be here are.
昨夜にはよくわかりませんが
I can't say I even fully get it myself. But fully get it myself yet, which is why I'm being so vague. Yesterday, I saw The Last Judgment, the painting.
ミケランジェロの
I nod before continuing. Sister Lily said it was painted 500 years ago. However, the version in the gallery is a replica, as the original was lost in the apocalypse. It's a strange twist of fate that a painting depicting the apocalypse is destroyed during one. So strange that it's hard for me to believe.
おかしなことでしょうか
Yeah, it's very bizarre. I mean, the first possibility we should be considering is something everyone seems to ignore. Herein lies one of the main differences between me and the people here in this town. I know about The Last Judgment. I know about Michelangelo as an artist. I know the Mona Lisa, and I know Van Gogh. Also, I know that the original Last Judgment still exists somewhere outside this town.
あ
For someone like me, it seems natural enough to consider that possibility. And yet, no one here would dare to even dream of or question something like that, partly because it's taboo. Not even just The Last Judgment either, but the action film we watched today as well. Thinking about the outside simply is not something people do.
外に本物があったからシュウ先輩はミケランジェロを知っていたということでしょうか
Right. Which is also why no one here seems to know who Picasso is. Picasso's works don't exist here in this town really. Don't exist here in this town. That's why. It's most likely an age issue. The one common element between this town and the outside world is fine art. It crosses the time periods and the aurora itself. That could have been close. Uh,
ですが本物が外にあるというならなぜこの町に来ないんでしょう
they didn't get the rights to it. They ran out of money. It's obvious. Because of the aurora.
だったら
She asks a question that's probably never crossed her mind before. For someone like her who lived her entire life here, it must have been a startling realization that the town she lived in was not the center of the world.
なぜオーロラはあるのでしょうか。
Good question. I've been wondering since I arrived. The people here don't think to question the origins of the world they live in. They don't question what shapes their lives, or why the aurora exists. At best, they view me as some alien life form, while subconsciously avoiding any thoughts about the outside world or my connection to it. I see that's what's happening around me. And now Sakuya, one of the herd, is beginning to question her world the same way I do. Although it's a fairly obvious question, from my perspective, it's also a huge step forward, bridging the abyssal gap between us. That's why it makes sense that something apocalypse or otherwise happened earlier. Otherwise happened, although I believe it to be man-made in origin.
その時にオーロラも生まれて。
Yeah, although the world outside the aurora wasn't destroyed. If anyone heard what I said, they'd call me a sinner for sure. But if I don't broach the topic, we'll never be able to bridge the gap between us. Sometime after that, I was born in the outside world, and you were born here. Simple, right?
言われてみれば、はい、矛盾はないですよね。
Ignoring the blasphemous nature of all of this, I feel confident in my theory. I doubt I'd be able to convince everyone in town about it, but I don't have to. I don't need to. All I want is for Sakuya to believe me and understand what I'm saying. Or at least, that's what I think now. I'm sure this sounds a little crazy.
いえ、昨夜にも分かりやすかったです。すごく。ただ、分かりやすかったから、ちょっと混乱してしまいました。
That's understandable. What I've told her here goes against every intrinsic value established in this town, right down to the basis of the culture itself. Of course, it would be hard to accept, even if it makes perfect sense. Uh-oh. The original Last Judgment is somewhere out there where you came from. She summarizes what I said, as if ruminating aloud. There's no hint of rejection. In fact, she seems to be letting the truth soak in.
リリー先生に聞かれたら大問題ですね。でも、私にもなんとなくしっくりきました。
Really? God damn it. Yes, there are more worlds outside this one. The more I think about it, the less strange it seems. He's right. There is more than one world. There are so many other worlds outside of our own, most of which we know nothing about. Which means he now shares some of the views I have. If that's the case, then maybe I can mention something else. I'm pretty sure I asked you once what you would do if the apocalypse happened today.
聞かれましたね。
You told me it would never happen, since no one did anything to incur the wrath of God. Although, this might be hard to believe, but the second coming of the apocalypse is really going to happen on Christmas.
は
He waits to see if I'll say anything else, seemingly realizing how serious I am by the fact that I've brought this up twice now.
あ、それはこの世界の終末ですか？
No. Hearing her question, I know I made the right choice in telling her. Just this town.
あ、
This time, she doesn't joke it off. In fact, she takes it more seriously than I expected.
どうすればいいんですか？
Huh?
どうすればアポカリプスを防げるのでしょうか？
Well, does that mean you believe me?
嘘なんですか？
No, I'm not, but
昨夜は先輩が意味のない嘘なんてつかないと知っています。先輩？
sorry. I'm just happy for someone to as cynical as you to say something like that.
私は今バカにされましたか？
A little. Sorry, I'm not lying. Still, it's not the actual apocalypse. Maybe more like a copycat of the real thing. I tell her everything I've learned thus far about what happens on Christmas Day. She listens silently without laughing even once.
キリエ先輩のと同じ爆弾ですか？神様の怒りではなくて。
It's definitely man-made. We'd have no choice if we were up against God.
先輩がどうしてそんなことを知ってるのかっていうのは聞かない方がいいですか？
She still cares for me, even after everything I've burdened her with. I'm torn between being completely honest with her and wondering if I should keep some things to myself.
外の記憶も忘れたままの先輩がこの町の行く末を知っているというのは不思議な話ですが、やっぱりあえて聞かないことにします。でも昨夜は先輩のことを信じますよ。
Takuya, are you sure?
先輩は不思議な方ですから、不思議なことがあってもなんだか納得してしまいます。
Her gentle smile of acceptance makes me temporarily forget that she's actually younger than me. The explosions, the Brookers, and the apocalypse, even after hearing those ridiculous sounding facts.
ですが、クリスマスですか。せっかくの日にそんなことが。
As far as I'm aware, this town is very peaceful. Nothing this heinous has ever happened before.
ないと思いますよ。そもそもそんなことをしたら住むところもなくなりますし。
That does make sense. Which only further proves how whoever is behind this isn't normal. Definitely not for someone from this town, at least. Keeping everything I've said in mind, I still don't have a particularly effective plan for how to stop it. I don't even have a hint as to who the perpetrator is.
なるほど。だから先輩は私を疑っていたんですね。
She really is very perceptive. Her bullseye remark leaves me momentarily speechless, as I realize I have to be honest. It's less that I thought you were involved, and more like I was feeling my way in the dark, hoping to find a clue or something useful.
はい、わかりました。でもそれは少し残念ですね。最近はシュウ先輩が仲良くしてくれるなと思っていたので。
Sorry, but I always knew I could trust you, which is why I'm telling you all of this. Also, I feel like anything I say now will come off as an excuse, but I have to tell her. I really did want to be your friend, Sakuya. That's why I'm thrilled that you believe me, beyond anything you can imagine.
先輩。
I know my words sound pretty naive, but she's so astute that it seems practically impossible getting anything past her. Slightly taken aback by my words, she immediately breaks out into a huge smile. I want to be with you forever, Shu. Sakuya, thank you.
それに簡単なことですよ。クリスマスに起こるっていうのが分かってるなら。
What? So we just need to get out of here at the same way you got in. Her idea is so obvious that I can't believe I didn't think of it. But that's because you don't know how you got in. Chapter 7, Part 2. The Dream. SMP. Wait. 12, 13, Thursday, 14, 18. Oh, never mind. So sleepy. Yeah, me too, Shu. Well, you know, at least this stream was longer than the other two. But, still wasn't the 3 hours that I was hoping. Before sleep caught up to me. I said I wasn't sleep deprived in the title. That was a lie. Because I am getting tired. And that it doesn't help that I'm sick. Sicker than I was hoping. But, thanks for watching. Thanks for lurking. Thank you for chatting. If you enjoyed a follow, it'd be appreciated. And if you want to support me even further, you could always subscribe. But, yeah. Once again, it's a shorter stream. And of course, Dexter was too busy talking to chatbots to entertain me with his unhinged chat messages. But, yeah. Tomorrow, I'll be playing my Tetsu. And we'll definitely stream for more than an hour and a half, unlike yesterday. But either way, until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye bye.